Ladies and gentlemen, geeks and girds.
People who get it, get it.
Your language is spoken here.
God bless the geek.
They're listening. You're consuming. You're watching with your ears. Oh, just listen.
This is the Geek Speak Show.
Please make a note of it.
Your source for what's happening in geek culture. The Geek Speak Show is powered by Henry San Miguel, Rachel Rosselli, Joel Japetana, and proudly by GeekTyrant.com, Collider.com, RamaScreen.com, Mightyville.com, and Zergnet.net. Are you ready? This is the Geek Speak Show.
What is this thing in front of me?
Yeah.
Shut up, Joel. Welcome to the Geek Speak Show. We're all here. Rachel's here. Joel is here.
Yeah, they say my name now in the intro. Oh, yeah.
Oh, you do feel special.
It's September, baby.
He is special. He rode this short yellow spaceship to school and everything. I was going to say, let's pick up right where we left off last time. Let's talk about Star Wars. I didn't put the music in. But,
Okay. I'm okay with this.
yeah, well, yes and no, because I'm sure you read it while we were on our break, a month-long break.
We are diving right into it.
Bunch of rumors came out concerning Star Wars Episode 7, because I know everybody has a source and everybody knows.
Latino review.
The biggest one, that's actually the biggest one that I wanted to talk about. But the biggest one to me was it may be moved, the release date may be moved to Christmas, around Christmas of 2015.
Hey, that's a Christmas gift for you.
See, that worried me at first, and I was all like, oh my gosh, like if they keep pushing it back, are we going to go another year? What's going to happen? But then when they had Celebration still set for April, I don't know that that's going to get pushed back, because the whole point is to kind of have them right after each other.
See, my thought when I first read that, I read it on Collider and on Geek Tyrant, it was, no. First of all, JJ, you're one of us. You were probably in the theater when with me. He's only like 4 years older than I am. But he's probably in the theater when it wasn't episode 4. It didn't have a Roman numeral. It was A New Hope. Mm-hmm. When we were watching that,
Okay.
the date, May 25th, May 16th, somewhere in May, means something to Star Wars fans, right, Rachel? Mm-hmm. Especially not just because it's your birthday,
May.
but that's
I know, it's
tradition. That's when it comes out.
You're gonna have to tell me what's up with May.
It's her birthday. I just said it.
It's
No, I'm talking about Star Wars. Star Wars.
Month. It's May the 4th be with you. It's my birthday. It's the release of all the movies. You can't mess with this.
Yeah, it's tradition that it comes out in May. May 15th, May 16th, somewhere around there. May 19th was episode 1. Yes, I know these things. That and I have the poster right in front of me.
He's not lying.
But you can't move. Well, you can, because who are we to tell JJ no? But you can't move it just because we're expecting it already. That and also, we're already look how we're talking about it now.
May.
You're telling
June,
me
July, August, September.
when we say Happy New Year, everything finally.
Wow.
3 months to go until episode 7. You're telling me that we have to wait a whole year still.
Half a year.
Until December to watch episode 7.
Well,
That's
because
like-
JJ's changing it up. This is the
Bottom
JJ.
line, it's better be good. That's all I gotta say. This better be good.
If you're
This
gonna
better
do
not
it.
be a remake of Empire Strikes Back or anything like that. Which,
It's
by the way,
not.
leads me, and I think you've mentioned this a few times on the show, Rachel. Some of the rumors are the casting rumors, and there's going to be a couple of people. Chloe, our friend Chloe Moretz, she's talked about being one of the kids, one of the solo kids. That's not going to happen because they are not going to follow the books. No one ever follows books unless
What's
you're
a
actually
book?
doing an adaptation like the Harry Potter stuff like that. All the stuff that's in the extended universe, it's going to stay there. They're not going to follow the books. I can guarantee you that. However, having seen Into Darkness now, I don't know. Because JJ and company, they do kind of tend to copy things now.
The casting calls were already put out for a young female, or a teenage female, a teenage male, and then a young adult male, and whatever. Like they already had the stuff set up for them to be there. So
Pay no attention to the Latino behind the review, just like in The Wizard of Oz.
Latino reviews.
You cannot have casting calls when the story hasn't even been submitted SAG-wise. See, we're getting behind the scenes. When you haven't submitted it SAG-wise yet or after yet, well, they're both the same thing. When you haven't submitted it yet, yeah, we know it's written, but it hasn't been submitted yet. It hasn't gone into production. There is another website, I won't say what it is, but there's another website, a production website that tells you when productions are actually starting, because that's when you reserve the space, the studio space. nothing has been reserved yet for anything Star Wars. So
Because they're filming in outer space, Henry.
so
Come on.
anything anything you have out there are look at all these rumors. That's all it is, rumors. Nobody knows anything. I tweeted a couple days ago. It feels like 1998, 1999. Oh, I know that it's this and all that. Like I said, here's our rumor. And I bet you we're going to be 1,000% correct. All of these rumors will be dead wrong come 2015. So
What if I told you the movie was already filmed already?
I'm going to say right now, starting right now, what's the date? September 4th, 2013. Neither Rachel, Joel, me, and nobody on the Geek Speak show, or you won't be part of the Geek Speak show, is going to spit out rumors as fact. We promise you that.
Yeah, we're just hyping it up. We're just hyping it up.
Yeah, like it needs it. Is everybody okay with that?
Yeah, I mean...
Oh, of course.
No Star Wars, especially no Episode 7 rumors on the Geek Speak show.
Yeah, we don't want to get sued, you know?
I certainly don't. But so, speaking of Star Wars, Star Wars is actually... This is a fact, not a rumor.
Okay.
Because I was there last Friday. Star Wars is going to invade the San Francisco Public Library branches.
Ooh, yeah, that's
The
right.
501st is going to invade San Francisco Public Library branches. DK
Of
Books, Lego Star Wars is all going to invade. What am I talking about? Stay right there. You'll find out exactly what the hell Henry is talking about.
I like Legos.
Toys for you and your iMachine. Bits and Pixels with Mark Dorris.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you so much. It feels so great to be back. I appreciate it. Everyone, please simmer down. Simmer down. We've got some game things to talk about. Thank you. Thank you. So as of right now, you guys have probably heard a lot about the Xbox One. Its release date has been announced for November 22nd, which, a little fun fact, actually was the same time in which the Xbox 360 was released in 2005. Now, the PlayStation 4, which comes out in November 15th, has a full 2 weeks, roughly, about ahead of the Xbox One. So it will be interesting to see how the Xbox One faces off against the PlayStation 4, especially with the price point at $500. But of course, that does include the Kinect sensor, where the PlayStation 4, its Kinect sensors that it has to do camera and in-game audio and whatnot, is an optional buy on the side. Now, as far as the actual Kinect, as it is called for the Xbox One, they have announced it's no longer needed to be attached to your console to play your games. So from this point forward, although you do have to pay for it at the time of purchase, as Microsoft says that there will be no option to buy an Xbox One and a controller and a headset without the Kinect. You don't actually have to use it at this point. On the mobile side of things, the Google operating system Android has released, or has announced rather, that 4.4 will be named KitKat. Now, this is a curious title, as before, all the titles have been Jelly Bean or Ice Cream Sandwich, generic names of sweets and candies. But this is the first time that their operating system actually named after an existing product. Now, Google is an ad-based company, and all of them know that, but this is the first time we've seen an ad placement or plug for its mobile operating system. On the mobile side of Apple, September 10th has been announced to talk about, well, let's be honest, we all know what Apple's most likely going to be talking about. Rumors been floating around for the iPhone 5C, the lower-cost iPhone that's made of plastic and comes in a variety of colors, in addition to the iPhone 5S, the 7th generation of iPhone that they should be releasing. In addition to that, the iPad Mini 2 with Retina display, the iPad 5, all these different products have been circling around on the web for quite some time at this point. So it'll be interesting to see if Apple has anything in store for us that's more of a surprise. The leaks have been coming out left and right. Grand Theft Auto 5, the game that everyone has been waiting for quite a while, is released at September 17th. Has a lot of great new features, including in-game multiplayer. Now, I was reading about this on IGN's website. You can find more about that on IGN.com. But when you're playing in multiplayer, you can opt to race each other, rob liquor stores together with your friends. But this was the one that stuck out to me the most, is that if you'd like, your in-game home that you've purchased, you can invite friends over to light up a joint or smoke a bong with you while watching TV shows or watching the news. Now, the news piece of it was probably the most intriguing, because let's say that you're playing a game with 3 or 4 people and you invite 2 of those friends over and they're in your house and you guys are watching the media together. The other friends that are in-game in multiplayer, you can watch news and follow that newscast on your friends. So breaking news, if you've got a friend on the other side of town who's robbing a liquor store or, I don't know, holding up a bank, you can watch on the news as your friend either makes it out alive or gets destroyed by the police. So that was extremely fascinating. A lot more things will be coming out regarding Grand Theft Auto 5 as we come closer to release. I know I got to pick mine up here next payday. Going to go ahead and pay that in full, wait in line and grab that. Might actually call out for a few days of work just so I can get some in-game play myself. But we have a lot of great things coming up with Apple releasing its iOS 7, most likely around the September 10th area. Its new Mac operating system known as Mavericks, mobile devices, the update for Android, KitKat, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4 will be here sooner than you know it. But the Xbox One, although that will be taking precedence over the Xbox 360, we do know that there will still be at least 100 new games ahead to be released for the Xbox 360. Now, Microsoft has said that we're probably going to see about 5 more years of support for the Xbox 360 if you don't feel like you have to jump into buying Xbox One if you've got tons of Xbox 360 games like myself that you need to get through. That's it for this week, guys. Be sure to tune in next week where we have a more in-depth look at what's going to be in store for us with Apple and Android and all the other great consoles. I'm Mark, and I speak geek.
Hi, this is Tara Platt, and I play Katarina on League of Legends.
And this is Yuri Lowenthal. I'm Ben Tennyson on Ben 10. And you're listening to the Geek Speak Show.
You are listening to the Geek Speak Show, and we just finished talking about Star Wars.
Yes,
Put in that ban, no Star Wars rumors from now until 2015. Okay? So we are going to talk Star Wars. This is not a rumor. Like I said, they haven't been. I was there last Friday at the Marina Branch here in San Francisco, the public library. It's DK Books in conjunction with the Lego Star Wars. They are invading the San Francisco Public Library for the whole month of September. It's called the Lego Star Wars Summer Reading Tour. On the line to talk about it is Nicole Germain. She's the San Francisco Public Library Portola branch manager and the children's librarian. Nicole, welcome to the Geek Speak Show.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. Good morning.
Good morning
girl,
to
hey.
you.
Hey.
So before anything, we talked a little. I teased them a little bit before the break. But since you're there and you're part of it, tell everybody, what is the summer tour? What's it all about?
That is a fabulous question, and to tell you the truth, every single library who's hosting this program is presenting it a little bit differently. We have some freedom there. Basically, we got these great promotional materials from DK. We got a bunch of new books, like the new DK Lego Yoda book. We got some readers. I know. Who can say? We got some Lego Star Wars readers and all kinds of stuff. Oh, the Yoda Chronicles. That's the big book that we raffled off.
Exciting it is.
Chronicles
yes,
Yoda.
That's right. Yoda loves the library. How could he not? Come on.
How do you think you got so
what
wise?
else do we have? We also got free bookmarks and posters and activity kits, and we were all given all this swag, all this stuff to do whatever we wanted with to create a fabulous program. And it's called a Storytime Takeover. So here at my branch, I actually did this in August, and I'll be doing it again on Friday, September 20th at 3:30. When I did it the first time, the takeover of those dark side evil forces were so hostile, they took over Storytime so much, I didn't even read any stories. Believe it or not. The Legos took over. The Legos and the Star Wars components totally took over, and they just wanted to read their own stories, play with their own Legos, and we played some Star Wars tunes, of course.
Took over the Legos.
I want to go to this.
You can come. Join us Friday, September 20th. Come on down. I made a big, the thing is that I had kids of I had all kinds of ages, from ages really 3 to 16, all multi-generational, multi-dimensional program. So, to please everyone, I couldn't stand up there and read a little story about that would only appeal to the 3-year-olds.
You mentioned DK. Was this DK's idea or the libraries or both? Or who came up with the idea to do this?
That's a good question. I'll tell you what. I found out that we were going to be getting all these promotional materials, and DK approached the libraries and sent us all this stuff and said, here's a bunch of stuff. If you want to do this program in your library, go for it and see how it goes. And it's also a way to promote their books. DK they do a lot of really great books that we have in the library system, and they just really wanted to promote this. And not like we're like this big capitalistic machine that we're trying to sell books. We just want to promote the books so kids will read them. We don't sell them.
What?
Well, so
it's a bizarre way it came about.
Yes. If DK was approaching and sending you guys stuff, how did your library get to be the one that's like the focus of this or the one that everyone knows about?
Oh, that's a very good question. Well, what we have is, we have 27 branches in the system, and the person in the more like the administrative office of Children's Services, named Katrin, she got all this material. She did a shout out to all the children's librarians and said, "Who wants to do this? Who will accept this mission?" And of course, I said, "I'll do it. Not just once. I'll do it twice." Because I'm sorry, we have a very busy library here in the Portola neighborhood, and it's a children's library. Yeah, we help adults too. We have so many kids come in here every day, and they love Legos more than life itself, and they love Star Wars more than life itself. You put it together, you can't go wrong. So I said, I'll do it.
That applies to me as well, by the way. The Star Wars and Legos, the two things, and forget about everything else for me.
Right?
So,
who knew?
Where did you have Legos as a kid? Did you have a favorite Lego?
When I was growing up, it was more my brothers, quite honestly, who were into the Legos. I love Legos now more than ever, because I see how happy it makes. Like I got a big set of Legos for my library for the summer, right? Just to have at my library for kids to come and play with. It's an instant program. Kids come in, they love it. And you can always connect it to books. You can say, like at my Star Wars Lego program, I said, okay, you can either play with these Legos, do whatever you want with them, or if you want a real challenge, try to create the Death Star, create some Star Wars big starship, and some kids actually did. So what am I trying to say? Legos in the library, it's what's happening.
It's a good idea.
We all love Legos.
I love Legos, and as a kid, I certainly loved Star Wars. I was not allowed to watch TV or movies too often, but I think that was the first movie I saw in the theater.
Spoken like a true librarian.
That's right. No TV.
We're talking to Nicole Germain. She is from the San Francisco Public Library, the Portola branch manager and children's librarian. Again, Star Wars will be there September 20th at 3:30 p.m. in the Portola branch. I have a link up on our guest link section. It goes to the library page, and it will give you the whole schedule for the several branches that it's going to be at. So whatever's close to you, or if you want to go to all of them, you can get the schedule right there.
Do the tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Nicole, I did it this past, when was it, Friday? Yeah, Friday. This past Friday at the Marina branch. I tweeted some pictures there. Trooper Aaron as a stormtrooper was out there. Some of the librarians were dressed as Star Wars characters. You said every branch does it differently, but will there be characters at every branch or no?
Not at every branch. No. Because that was one of those things
Only the cool ones.
We're all types of characters.
Right. I heard that Princess Leia was at Marina. Is that true?
Yes, it is.
Was she at Marina?
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, there's different things happening at every branch, and I think as far as the characters, you kind of had to get that organized way in advance. Mm-hmm. So here, that will be happening only if my staff members and I decide to dress up. And I might just do that. I might just do that
you
on September
should.
20th.
Well, wait.
Will you all come if I dress up?
No, I was going to say, wait. Everybody hold on. Okay. I'm going to offer our services. We actually are friends with the 501st, which is the
You are?
Yeah, so we can
get out of town.
No, I like this town, but
I know.
we can call them and see if we can get some stormtroopers, some Darth Vaders, some Boba Fett's. Because Rachel, she'll tell you, the Fetts have to be there, right?
They do.
If you can make that happen, I think I'll cry with joy.
Well, we don't want to make you cry.
Kids.
It is fun. I mean, it is fun watching the kids and their face light up when a stormtrooper walks. Especially these guys. We've all seen the 501st. They look like they literally walked right out of the movie, and the kids are like, with their mouths open, they're speechless. Like, wow, is that blaster for real?
That's magic. That's pure magic.
Yeah.
And what's really fantastic is when you connect that kind of magic to the library. Then mentally, the kids are like, "Oh man, the library is cool. I want to go to the library all the time, right? We're not just houses for books anymore."
Yeah,
much
Joel,
more.
libraries are
but
fun.
I always remind them of
the
the
library.
I'm still a book pusher.
Yeah. And speaking of it,
I like books.
I saw there were some contests and giveaways at the Marina branch. I'm assuming you're going to have that also from DK.
Oh yes, we did. We did giveaways we're going to do it again on the 20th. Yes, lots of great giveaways for sure. Libraries, we love to give stuff away. We love giving stuff to kids and adults sometimes.
Yeah, adults, you can go and take stuff there all the time. You just have to return it after a certain time.
Exactly.
Was it 2 weeks?
Yeah.
2 weeks? 2 weeks? 3 weeks? What are you talking about?
3 weeks, yeah.
3 weeks.
You know what? And one of the greatest things here is that we do not charge kids any fines. No, never, ever.
That's
We're
awesome.
No
we
phone
are not
calls.
asking them. We're not saying it's okay to return things late. We're just saying we will forgive you if you return them late. We won't charge you any money.
Yeah.
We want them to keep coming back.
Yeah, and seriously, that's one of the reasons why on the Geek Speak show we do have a weekly feature called the Book Club, where we don't review books, we just talk about books, the ones that we're reading or we read, and why you guys should be reading it also. I've always say go to the library because many people think
all the hot chicks are at the library. What are you talking about?
No, they don't think that, but what they think is that
not just hot, but smart.
when you go to the library, they just think, oh, they're just old books. No, you've got the Game of Thrones books are there, the Ready Player One book, all the modern books, the new books, they're in there also. So you don't have to go out and buy them. You can just borrow them from the library.
Yeah, you got fiction, reference,
we got it
nonfiction.
Yeah.
And all those big, incredible, fancy books that you don't want to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on, you can get it at the library. And students, think of all the money students save.
Exactly.
Check stuff out at the library.
That's a good point.
Raise the roof.
Yeah. So.
Oh yeah. I love that you have a book. That you have a book program too. That's fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like I said, we talk about books that we read, and sometimes we get to talk to the writers. The writers come out and talk about the books even.
Nice.
So we're talking to Nicole Germain. She's from the San Francisco Public Library, the Portola branch manager, and the children's librarian. Again, Star Wars DK Legos will be there. The summer reading tour will be there September 20th, which is next Friday as we record this at 3:30 p.m. Be there. Nicole, let's talk a little bit about you. What's your social security number? No, let's go back. You already mentioned that, like me, you saw Star Wars, the original Star Wars in the theater. Were you here in San Francisco, first of all, when you saw it?
I was back east. When I first saw my very first Star Wars movie, I grew up in New Jersey, so I saw my first Star Wars movie on the big screen there.
Yeah, I mean, I was here in San Francisco at the Coronet Theater. It became tradition to watch it there after a while.
Oh, that's great. Nice. And I remember sitting through the trilogy, too, the marathon, Star Wars, Return of the Jedi, Empire Strikes Back. Oh, yeah.
The perfect person to ask them besides our Rachel. So let me ask you, we know there's episode 7 coming out, the new one's coming out. What's your thought on all of that? All the new going to Disney and the new episodes coming out?
I don't know how I feel about that. I'm a little on the fence. I'm a little old school, to tell you the truth. I'm glad Star Wars is still happening. I mean, what do you think, Rachel? How do you feel about all this? Wait, I'm turning the tables on you.
I had the same reaction where I was kind of like frustrated, and I don't like mixing genres, and I don't want anyone to mess up my Star Wars, but
exactly. We
do have new movies, and I have to tell you, when we got J.J. Abrams as a director, I relaxed a whole lot. So I'm really excited.
So it's going to be okay? Okay,
yes.
Good. I'm glad to hear that, because we don't want them in the wrong hands. We don't want the
I know. No mouse ears on my R2-D2. Thank you very much.
That's not guaranteed yet.
Well, I mean, Yoda already kind of had Mickey Mouse ears that stick out and everything.
Ah!
Look at it. She's on my side now, Henry. Watch out.
My 900 years old droopy. Never mind. Yeah. Well, I mean, I said on the show before, when the JJ announcement was made, I was happy too until I saw Star Trek Into Darkness, and now I realize, he does copy some things now, obviously. So I'm just hoping it's not a rehash of Empire Strikes Back or some. I don't want to see stuff that we've seen already. Just put a modern twist on it.
I know imitation is the highest form of flattery, but let's not rehash everything. Let's come up with some new ideas and new stuff. Come on, people.
Yeah.
I agree.
I will say, though, I do like the fact that we are going to see Han, Luke, and Leia again, even if they're just the elder statesmen, but at least, they're going to be there, and it is a continuation of their story.
And that is good. I'm glad that. But how come they're saying it's rumored? I noticed on IMDb they're saying it's rumored that Harrison Ford and Mark Hamill.
No, all three have
rumored?
signed.
That makes no sense to me.
No, they have signed.
They're confirmed. They're definitely
okay. I'm glad to hear that.
The only rumors, and we talked about this at the beginning of the show, the only rumors are who's there. It's going to be the kids. It's going to be this. Nobody knows yet until we actually get the first trailer. That's when we'll know.
Exactly.
Got it. When are we going to get that first trailer?
Probably, if it comes out in May of 2015, we'll probably get the trailer the first week of May 2015, because it's JJ. That's how he works.
JJ Abrams. That's right. See, that's how he rolls.
Yeah, he'll do that.
Yeah.
Well, with the prequels, they did it a year before, so
they like to build up that suspense.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Yeah, you got to sell the toys, You got to sell those Legos.
Speaking of toys and Legos, Nicole, you mentioned also that your brother at least used to play with Legos. Joel was actually talking right before we started with you. He loves Legos. He got really technical with it. What were you talking about?
3 flats make a solid.
Yeah.
Nice.
No, but he was saying.
You should come over and play with our Legos. We got a lot.
And you'd be like,
come on down.
Who took all the wheels? Who took all the wheels? I'm
No,
like,
but he actually brought up a good point. He was saying that today, he can't really play with Legos because you're kind of forced to build just the Star Wars one and then Joggles or whatever it is. He likes the old school, just the plain blue block, red block, whatever Legos.
We got them.
Yeah,
we got them.
Yeah, I like the big sets. Because it allows you to be more creative as a kid.
Exactly. You can do whatever you want. And to tell you, and actually, let me clarify what kind of Legos we got going on at all the branches. They're all your basic Legos.
Okay, so no
and
connects.
Just create I never force anyone to. You're creating. You need freedom. You need the freedom to create. So I just let the kids do whatever they want. If they want the challenge of creating some kind of starship, go for it. If not, no, let your imagination go wild. That's what the library is all about.
Oh,
yeah.
There you go. There's a good pitch for the library. Let your imagination go wild.
Actually, that should be on your posters. Let your imagination go wild.
And it really, that's right. And and it really brings kids together. And I like the fact, I'm not an anti-computer game. I'm not anti-computer, anti-video game, whatever. But the thing I love about the Legos is it really brings the kids together, and they work together, and they have to, and they love it. And it's like you can bring all these different ages together to create and enjoy.
We used to get so competitive when I was a kid with Legos, and we'd make something that's indestructible, and then we would ram each other's things into each other.
Who can stack the higher
inappropriate,
tower?
Nice.
but then see which one would break.
See that brought you together in a way, right? The competitiveness.
Well, I grew up with a lot of boys.
Got it. Me too. I'm the only girl in my generation.
So again, next Friday, September 20th, Lego Star Wars Summer Reading Tour lands at the Portola branch in San Francisco, 3:30 p.m. to, how long does it go, Nicole?
I like it. It's technically just an hour and a half, but I go for at least, as long as the kids want to play, at least 2 hours. We'll say 2 hours.
Okay, so it's there.
And we're on.
And again, you guys can check our guest link section. I have the schedule on there. Besides the Portola branches, going to other branches here in San Francisco all through the months of September. So check it out there. Go out there. Go to all of them. Go to one of them. Go to as many as you can. Have fun out there. Nicole, I will probably see you the next Friday. I'll be there with my kids like I was last Friday. Also, be sure to say hello.
And I want to throw in one more Lego bit of information. Every second Wednesday of the month, we have Lego Free Play here.
What?
Yeah. So come on down every second Wednesday of the month at 3:30 to 5. Play with these Legos, and like I said, let your imagination go wild.
Who said libraries aren't fun?
Could we say Lego to the library?
Lego. Yippee!
Trademark
Perfect.
that, Joel Zapatano.
Yeah.
So, again, Nicole Germain, thanks a lot for coming on. Like I said, we'll see you there on Friday for Lego Star Wars Summer Reading Tour.
My pleasure. I look forward to meeting you.
This is Brett Cull, producer, director of Legends of the Night, and you are listening to The Geek Speak Show.
Thank you, Brett Cull. Yeah, we'll talk about...
Whoa, this theme song is crazy. Where are you?
a certain actor playing the Dark Knight again. Yeah, we'll talk about that later on in the show. But right now, let's talk about TV. I know you haven't because you were stuck on vacation, literally. Rachel, have you given up all hope, or have you been watching Under the Dome?
No, I haven't.
You haven't been domed up?
No, I haven't been watching it. I've been too busy going to LA and the beach and doing other summer fun things.
There ain't no domes
you'll
there.
You'll have to tell me about it.
Well, there's 2 episodes left as we recorded. There's 2 episodes left before the finale. It has been renewed, so it's coming back next summer, I'm assuming.
What season are we on?
Season 1.
One?
First
one still? One still?
It's. I would say this also. I have read the book finally because I just got curious. I didn't lose interest. I did watch the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, two episodes ago, like I said, I might as well just watch the whole thing already. But I did go to the library, pick up the Under the Dome book, and read it. It's kind of like The Walking Dead. Not everything that's in the book is in the show, and vice versa. There's characters in the show that aren't in the book. A lot of things happen in the book that don't happen in the TV show. Like everybody who's read Under the Dome, no spoiler. When you see the cow, that's one of the the iconic images from the pilot. When you see the cow split in half, it was actually supposed to. It's a woodchuck in the book, but I guess a little woodchuck wouldn't do the same thing. They don't have the same effect as a cow.
Effect.
You got me thinking about Uncle Joey now from Full House.
That's Revolution, actually. But the TV show Under the Dome, it started okay. I mean, you watched a couple of them, Rachel. It started okay, But then, and I understand it's a TV show. You have to do that. It's too much into character development, and it's a lot of yo-yo. It's with the junior character. He's crazy, then he's not crazy, or he is crazy. And I was actually part of they found the mini dome, and they think Joe and his sister and the other girl, I forget her name. They think that somehow picked them. Because they're the only ones that are getting the blackouts and seeing the pink stars. Turns out Junior actually saw the pink stars way before the dome came down.
I saw some pink stars.
So now they think that was a parade actually here in San Francisco.
Wow.
But they think that somehow they're going to control the dome, but then they go and touch it, nothing happens, and now the dome's getting mad at them. It's a little bit like Lost. Also, so it's got a little bit of all of that.
Man, why do people go crazy whenever there's like
chasing them?
And now there's a villain, female villain that's supposedly even more badass than even Big Jim Rennie, and she's has a tie to Barbie's history also. So there's all that going on.
No spoilers, remember?
No, I mean everybody's. It gets big ratings, so obviously people are watching it. So I'm not really spoiling anything. So again, 2 episodes to go before the finale, and then little break until it is September. That means fall premieres are coming.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
I'm so excited.
A lot of shows are returning, and new shows are premiering. One on Fox, Sleepy Hollow, next week, I think, September 15th. It's a modern retelling of Sleepy Hollow.
Sleepy.
That's 9:00 on Fox.
Don't lose your head.
Marvel's doing a little TV show on ABC Tuesdays at 8:00. Something about S.H.I.E.L.D.
Dude.
Oh God.
Wait, does that have to do something with Captain America?
I don't know, because are they going to show superheroes in that, or is it just Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Well, I don't know. I guess we're going to have to ask Jeff Loeb. There's a little tease. Yeah, he'll come on and tease us a little bit before it comes out.
If you could get some Moon Knight would be pretty cool.
Your show, speaking of, that's the one where Uncle Jesse is, Revolution. Remember, everybody, it's moved. It moved. It's not on when was it, Mondays?
It was Mondays originally, yeah.
Yeah, now it's actually a good time. It's on Wednesdays right after the middle and before one of the biggest shows, Modern Family. So it goes right in there. Comes back on September 24th at 8:00 on NBC. Who else is coming back? The Big Bang Theory. I know a lot of people tell me, you guys got to watch it. You got to watch it, because I've watched it. I just don't get it.
Yeah, me neither, dude.
It's just like they just
that is my favorite show. How do you not get it?
Because it reminds me a lot. No, I'm not. It reminds me a lot of what's that store in the malls, Hot Topic or whatever. So it's a store. It's a store for the fake geeks. You got stuff out there just because it's cool. Look, everybody's talking about it, but you have no clue what the hell it is. And I know because I've asked some people at Hot Topic, do you have the this or this? What is that? Thought so. Same thing with this. They're just throwing out references. They're just having George Takei and
Rachel
Warren
looks pretty mad right now
because.
Yes, if you guys could see my face, I am not amused by this at all. I love it. I think it's brilliant. It's my favorite. So whatever. You don't have to watch it then.
See why we have to do the video show, you guys, so you can see her face. But no, yeah,
she looks pretty good, guys.
No, and honestly, I mean, we joke about it, but I've talked to a lot of people who are real geeks. You know, they can tell you what the Corellian stripe and all that stuff. They know, they live this stuff. They don't get it either. So apparently, it's not just me.
That is not true. Just
let her defend herself.
Don't get it.
No, I said a lot of people don't get it.
I am part of that real geek, and I get it, and I think it's amazing.
Well, we'll see how much of a real geek you are, because we are coming up to Star Wars. I'm about to unveil to you guys how much of a Star Wars fan I really am. So we'll do that, Rachel. That'll be a fun show between you and
we need lightsabers clashing in the background right now.
You thought the Rod and the Drea, when they came on to do Star Trek Star Wars, was fun. Wait till you guys hear this one. But that's not till 2015, so you got plenty of time to prepare for that.
Open that can of
so
worms.
those are the shows that we are interested in. The rest are just comedies or just the drama shows.
What about Walking Dead? When does Walking Dead come back? Is that October?
October 14th. Oh, hello, it's on my calendar, of course.
See, you have to mention that
jump
one.
at that one.
I had to mention that one.
Mm-hmm.
AMC's The Walking Dead. Yeah, of course. That
Once Upon a Time comes back too, actually.
And so does I'm looking for that one actually. I was looking for the spinoff actually. The one, Once Upon a Time in Wonderland, but I don't see it on here. Do you know when that's coming back?
No, but I've seen the commercial.
Comes back Once Upon a Time, dude.
Yeah, I know that's on there too. We'll have to get that for you guys for sure.
Yes.
Now you got me thinking about.
Yeah, we're gonna have to
TV
get somebody
shows.
on here so Rachel, you can talk to them. Don't spoil anything unless you really want to. So that's TV. That's what's happening. Game of Thrones isn't coming back till next year, right?
Oh my gosh, that's so far away.
I finally started watching it. Remember, you and Mark Doors when he came on. He spoiled an episode for me. You were kind enough not to. I actually, over our break, started. It was sitting in my DVR, so I said, "Yeah, nothing else to do. I'll watch Game of Thrones."
Oh, good.
Very much into it. I've watched every episode literally like 3 times. I finished watching and I started over again.
Yeah, you almost have to with some of them.
Yeah. So yeah, pretty good. What else is it? I have something else on there. Oh, I have Paranormal Witness. That's good on Sci-Fi. That.
Oh, what about
you
Yaya
will
Han
watch it.
Show? Remember Yaya Han Show? It's still going, isn't it?
That's actually another tease for you guys. See, I talked to her. She's actually going to come on maybe next week or in a couple of weeks.
Heroes
to
of
talk to us
Cosplay?
about that. Yes.
There you go.
Actually, a lot of friends of ours. I mean, hell, duh. Look at the show we do. A lot of friends of ours and people who've been on the show. They're on that show also, including. Well, I'm getting to spoiler territory. They actually know what's coming up on the show. It's actually, I kind of like it. Well, before I say something, what did you guys think? Did you watch it, Rachel?
Which one?
The Heroes of Cosplay.
No.
I feel like maybe if we just spoil everything and people will be like, "Hey, this is the show where the geeks spoil everything."
Yaya Han dresses up as a Death Star in the end, and somebody else dresses up as Luke, and they blow it up. And Rocky wins too.
What do you mean by blow it up?
It explodes.
Ew.
Yes, Joel is back.
He's just laughing to himself in the corner now. Okay.
I'm not in the corner.
Yeah,
I'm in the closet. What?
Oh, yeah, that too.
So that's what's happening in TV. That's what's coming up in TV. Let's take a little break. Let's have Pacing Pete, review Kick-Ass 2, because that one supposedly marks the end of the summer blockbuster season 2013. Honestly, I haven't seen it yet. Have either of you seen Kick-Ass 2 yet?
No.
I think it's because we don't want it to end, or we just want to make that wait for 2015 that much longer. But anyway, here is Pacing Pete reviewing Kick-Ass 2.
Watch it? Don't watch it? Let's find out.
Please make a note of it.
Pacing Pete's movie reviews, exclusively on The Geek Speak Show.
Hey guys, I'm back this week to talk about Kick-Ass 2. I thought that we had a pretty good, successful comic book movie summer. A lot of good movies were out, and I feel like we're going out on a high note with Kick-Ass 2. You know, I loved the first Kick-Ass. I thought it was really entertaining, really good, you know, a lot of blood, guts, gore, everything you could really want. And I thought what was really good about it too was these were 3 normal people. These weren't just like superheroes or they discover they have some magical powers or something. These were just 3 regular people. You know, Kick-Ass, Hit Girl, and Big Daddy. You know, these weren't Bruce Wayne with money and gadgets. These were just ordinary people. And they made it look so much fun, and they were awesome in the process. So when the second one came out, I was very much looking forward to it. Expectations were, I guess, definitely a little higher because I had an idea of what was going on the second time around, or I knew what to expect with the characters at least. You know, I'd never read the graphic novels, and I didn't know if it was essential to read them. Once again, I really enjoyed Aaron Taylor Johnson and Chloe Grace Moretz, their portrayals of Kick-Ass and Hit Girl. I mean, they were on the mark, on the money. They were awesome. You know, their dialogue, their dynamic is really well. Their chemistry is so good. And watch it, you know, you wanted to pretty much see them almost in every scene together, especially when they're trained in the beginning. You want that to carry over to the rest of the movie, and it really does. And every scene they do together, it just works. And that was the thing, too, I think about the movie was it wasn't just Kick-Ass and Hit Girl. All the characters that were involved very much helped carry this movie. Christopher Mintz-Plasse, I apologize if I'm saying his name wrong, also known as to most people as McLovin from Superbad. He was awesome as the mother. So funny, such a crazy ass villain, and he's supposed to be a kid. So it's funny and crazy at the same time to see him so vindictive and so pissed off all the time. It's you know, especially when they tell him he can't do something, and they, you know, you're a kid, you can't do anything, you can't lead this group, you can't, you know. And so watching him getting pissed off at that, and then taking it out on everyone else was pretty funny to watch. You know, he has this huge beef with Kick-Ass for killing his dad, and so he wants to go after him by any means necessary, and he really does. I also really enjoyed Colonel Stars and Stripes. He was really good, played by Jim Carrey, who I thought was really, really good. And I felt he stole the show, and every time he was, you know, in the movie, you know, every time he was in a scene, he stole the scene. And, you know, he did a great job.
Send an email to
mainly because he's the leader of a group called Justice Forever, who are formed after the they're all inspired by what Kick-Ass and Hit Girl have done, and it's their own little mini Justice League, and they were pretty cool, and all the characters were really, really, really good. It really keeps you engaged, and you want to see what they're going to do next. And I thought it was cool that they don't just fight bad guys and take them to jail and get them, catch them. They were out there, serving to homeless people and making sure they're taken care of. And I thought that was really cool. They're not just out to fight justice. They're really out there to make a really, really cool difference. So as in my other movie reviews, I'm not going to really give too much away. I'm just going to tell you about it. So I felt that, at the end of the movie, they leave it open to, possibly something more happening. And I, for one, would definitely sign up for a third Kick-Ass, as I believe that it would be pretty awesome. You bring back a lot of the same team to come back and do this. And I think you definitely have a hit on your hand. Granted, it was a different director, Jeff Wadlow, who took over from Matthew Vaughn, but both guys seemed to hit the nail on the head with this movie, and I was very much entertained the entire time, and I left the movie feeling pretty good, which you should always feel when you leave a good movie. Now, just in case you haven't seen the first Kick-Ass, like I said, I might have given a few things away here. Don't feel like you have to watch it. I highly recommend you watch the first one to kind of keep you going consistently with Kick-Ass 2, but I definitely think you can just jump into Kick-Ass 2 and watch it and enjoy it. They really cover everything and take care of everything all in Kick-Ass 2. So don't feel like you're missing out on much. And I definitely recommend that you run to this movie as soon as you can, when you can. It was very, very, very entertaining and probably one of the most fun times I've had at the movies this summer. Well, guys, it was fun. It was good to see y'all. If you want to email me, let me know how you felt about the movie yourself. You can find me, pacingpete@thegeekspeakshow.com, or find me on Twitter @pacingpete. Well, take it easy. I'll see you at the movies.
Are you ready? Here's a Geek Speak Show quickie.
So we just heard from Pacing Pete a few minutes ago reviewing Kick-Ass 2. Kick-Ass 2 was supposed to mark the end of the summer blockbuster season for 2013. Now either I don't want it to end, or I want to prolong the wait for 2015, or I just didn't have time. Whatever it is, I just haven't seen Kick-Ass 2 yet, but I am very excited, have been since it was announced, along with a lot of you, to watch Riddick. Follow the adventures of Riddick. I like that character. I love Pitch Black. I was okay with Chronicles of Riddick, but really looking forward to Riddick. It's you could almost consider it a Kickstarter project, although it wasn't. This is made by us, the fans, asking Vin Diesel, plays Riddick, and David Twohy, the original director, to please give us something that is closer to what we saw in Pitch Black. And they're doing it. So out this Friday in theaters is Riddick, and on to talk about it is, of course, Riddick. Here's Vin Diesel on the Geek Speak Show. Why is, like I just mentioned, we wanted to see you as Riddick, but to you, why is the role of Riddick, why is it so special to you?
It was probably my first lead role in this industry, and for that reason alone, there's always going to be some kind of special connection. I fell in love with the role on paper. It was just such a well-executed character and a true anti-hero, and the design of the story made for a true anti-hero. So I was really excited about that. Ultimately, it's been the fans of the franchise that have kind of kept me so loyal to it.
And in your opinion, why do you think Riddick is so special to us, the audience?
I think people can identify with Riddick's plight, and that's why they gravitate towards that character or appreciate that character. They can identify with the idea of being prejudged and ruled out and given up on and underestimated. I think those are feelings that we all have at some point or another. And I think the fact that Riddick is able to overcome those through action is something that people appreciate.
I mentioned at the start, but how did the first two films, Pitch Black and Chronicles, how did they influence Riddick?
A lot of people that come out of the movie feel like it's an homage to Pitch Black, and yet keeps the question alive, where is Riddick from and where is he going?
Talk about the fact that throughout the whole production, you and David Twohy were adamant that this is for us, for the fans.
There were people on Facebook saying, if every one of us gave you $10, you could go make the movie yourself. You have to make this movie. And comments like that made me feel like I had to make it at all costs. I felt like I had owed it to the fans that have been watching, that have been so loyal to this franchise and rewatching the films over and over again and needed new content.
Riddick introduces a new character, somebody that we all know and love from Battlestar Galactica, Katie Sackhoff. Talk about her coming on board.
She brings a lot to the role of Doll. She's sexy and formidable in a way that we believe. She does have already a Comic-Con-like following, which is cool. But she came in guns blazing to get that role, and that's exactly what she did. I think she brings a lot to the table. I think people are going to be really excited and really happy that she's in the movie and enjoy her role.
And from the Chronicles of Riddick, Carl Urban is back on board. Talk about having Carl Urban back on board.
Carl Urban's so great, and we had such a great time while shooting Chronicles of Riddick in Vancouver. But again, that speaks to acknowledging where this mythology is going. So it was very important, and we were very lucky that Carl Urban was able to come up.
Last question, not too many spoilers, but give us the reason Riddick is on the planet that he's on.
The real reason why Riddick is on this planet is because he is searching for home and realizes that his stay as a Necromonger King can end well. Multiple assassination attempts and what have you. And he's somewhat duped to be left on this island, this planet that's supposed to be where he's from. And in seconds he realizes it's not Furia.
Thanks, Vin. Vin Diesel on the Geek Speak Show talking about Riddick. Riddick opens up all over the country this Friday from Universal Pictures, rated R. Riddick stars, of course, Vin Diesel, Jordi Mola, Katie Sackhoff, David Bautista, Bokeem Woodbine, and directed by David Twohy, who directed the original Pitch Black.
This is the Geek Speak Show Book Club. Sci-fi, fantasy, horror, graphic novels, biographies. You'll hear them here on the Geek Speak Show Book Club.
You will. Stop dancing, Joe. I don't like it when you do that.
We're at the wine shop right now.
My lord, ye old book.
So, well, who wants to go first with book club?
I'll go first because I'm going to mess it up anyway. This time for the book club, since it's, the big talk out right now is Ben Affleck as Batman and the whole Batman-Superman thing. So I wanted to bring up one of the earliest times when Batman fought Superman in Earth 31. And if you're thinking what I'm thinking, yeah, you're right. Batman, The Dark Knight Returns by Frank Miller and Klaus Janson. And this one was, in the 80s. It's a little wordy, I'll tell you that, because, Frank Miller likes to talk.
Because he had to read it all?
Yeah. It took me a while to read it. It took me a couple sittings on the toilet to read this one. But
oh, my God.
Hey, it's the throne, But anyways, yeah.
The real Game of Thrones.
Yeah, the real Game of Thrones is the toilet.
Oh, if you guys could see me right now, I'm holding my head.
It has nothing to do with The Dark Knight Returns, but The Dark Knight Returns is one of those...
Holding your nose would be more appropriate, but hey, go ahead.
There you go. It's one of those classic ones where, it's like 55... It's Old Man Batman, just like Old Man Logan, but this is the more original one because it was, in the 80s. And Frank Miller writes about Batman when he's 55 years old and he kind of retired, but then, Gotham City's going crazy, the Joker's in prison... But when he hears about Batman coming back, Joker's like, I need to come back. Two-Face is back, and he's a little crazy to himself. And then what else is there? There's the Band of Mutants, and Batman pretty much comes back, takes over Gotham City. But then the real story, I think, is when Batman and Superman kind of clash, and Superman at this time in the future works for the government, and Batman has to fight Superman because the government doesn't like Batman apparently, because vigilantes don't follow the law.
They never like them. What are you talking about?
And Oliver Queen's in this one, and he helps Batman. Oliver Queen's missing an arm and helps Batman take out Superman a little bit. Batman apparently dies. I think I'm spoiling the thing. Alfred,
wow, I feel like I don't need to read it anymore. I can just listen to you.
Yeah, you could actually watch they made a DC animated version of this too, in 2 DVDs, because DC likes to stretch things out and get... Because
it's 2 sittings worth, is that why?
We want to get $19.99 for the first one and $19.99 for the second one. But yeah, it's a classic Batman story. If you're into alternate futures and timelines, Batman: The Dark Knight Returns by Joel Japatana and Frank Miller.
Okay. Speaking of timelines, mine's not going to be that long, but mine does tie into what we were talking about today. And it is the Lego Star Wars Visual Dictionary. Of course, DK, which I may have brought this up before, but since how we were talking about that earlier, this seriously still is the best one. Because what you can do is go through and see all of the different collections, what number they are, what characters you get with them, exclusives, everything, all the way up until the time that it was published, of course.
When?
And that way you can start checking off all the ones that you have so you can complete your collection.
That's a 4x2 flat.
Yeah. What were you saying earlier about the brick separator none of us knew what it was when we got it?
It looks like a staircase kind of. But it's about leverage, And
yes.
3 flats make a solid, by the way.
The Visual Dictionary you have to have. If you've never looked at it, if you go to the bookstore and open it up, you're gonna walk out with it. So get that one.
Hey, Lego my Lego.
Well, after you pay for it, don't just say you're gonna walk out with
it. Well, of course.
We don't advocate shoplifting on the Geek Speak show. So my book, speaking of Batman and Ben Affleck playing Batman.
I like how you pronounce his name, Ben Affleck.
I know, it sounds like a pill, Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck, I said.
Benifer. What?
By Brian Coney. Yeah, he's actually on a couple years ago. Actually, you guys can go to the archive section. It's on there. When this book first came out, it's called "Why Does Batman Carry Shark Repellent?" It's actually more of a comic book trivia book, but it focuses on Batman, the TV show, the comic books, and it's got some pretty cool facts in there and presented in a fun way. And on a rainy day when you have nothing to do, you can open it up, start asking questions, and see who knows the most about comic books. So again, it's called "Why Does Batman Carry Shark Repellent?" by Brian Cronin. That is my book. It's got some things in here from Mark Miller, Dave Gibbons, Jeff Johns, and a whole lot more, including somebody who's over here to my right and says,
what?
Excelsior.
Stan Lee's in that book?
Not literally, but yeah, he's quoted in there.
He talks about Batman?
So those are the books. And speaking of, we've been dodging the big dark blue elephant in the room. We've talked about Star Wars rumors. The last time we did a live show, which was like a couple months ago, right after Comic-Con, the big announcement, of course, was Age of Ultron. But the second biggest announcement was from DC, from Zack Snyder. Man of Steel sequel, Batman versus Superman. And everybody got excited, but then after they calmed down, the obvious question, who's going to be Batman? It's not going to be Christian Bale because he said, amateurs. No, not.
It's been ruining my psyche.
He doesn't. They offered him a lot of money, and he's just not going to do it. But during our break, the world doesn't stop just because we're on vacation. It was announced who it's going to be, and it is Ben Affleck. Yes, that Ben Affleck, who's behind me in the Pearl Harbor poster from Armageddon.
Yeah. He played Daredevil. We know.
Come Armageddon. Wow, throwback.
Now, before I say anything else, I'll let both of you go first. What was your reaction when you first heard about Ben Affleck as Batman?
I thought to myself, he's a cheap actor, and he likes Batman. He likes comic books. He'll do a good job. But seriously.
But wait, you're talking about your last date. I'm talking about what you think of Ben Affleck.
I mean, as long as Matt Damon comes along as Aquaman or something, I'm happy.
And this is why Joe doesn't do movies. What?
Yeah, no. I said I did the scrunch face. Like, why?
Why? I mean, because they were looking for an older Batman, right? Because how old is he now? He's like 40. Is he older than Christian Bale, actually?
No. Actually, I think he's a little younger than Christian Bale.
I mean, he's a little laid back. I mean, we're all curious to hear what his.
Well, I mean, in the beginning, when it was first announced that they were looking for an older Batman,
Yeah.
the name that was bandied about was John Hamm, and he would have been
Here's
perfect
the thing,
for that.
though. Like,
I know.
I can see him doing a good job with it. Like, I can see us liking the movie. Like, you know what? That's on point. Whatever. But I just don't like it when you get used to like one actor as a character, and then you got to switch it up again, which I know it always happens. But
Andrew
I'm
Garfield.
always like
Fargo was an
why
alright
are we
movie.
changing it?
Well, like I always think of it like whenever they change the actor for a movie, I think of it as like whenever they hire a new artist to draw a comic book. It's like the character looks different, but it's still the same character. You know, like we're not there for the actor, we're there for Batman anyway. So they could have hired anybody, and we're still gonna watch the movie because it's Batman, dude.
And on that point
true.
is where I'll jump in. See, because when I first heard about this, my reaction was not Ben Affleck, or you ruined my...
Ben Affleck, no.
Mine was, I'm going to hold judgment until I actually see the movie.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it was in the Christopher Nolan movies. Anyone can be the Batman. That's true. Anyone can. But how will Ben Affleck play Bruce Wayne? That's the important part.
Yeah.
And now that we've seen him, how will Ben Affleck, the actor, how will he fit alongside Henry Cavill as Clark Kent and as Superman?
You know what? I'll admit it. I still haven't seen Man of Steel, so.
Well, good, because it's coming out on Blu-ray pretty soon.
I know. I felt like I missed my opportunity, and now just like I'll just wait for the movie.
Now
to
it's
come out.
gone.
No, and seriously, it's the kind of questions that I started asking when the announcement started coming out for Chris Evans is going to be Steve Rogers and Chris Hemsworth as Thor. The first question I thought was, okay, well, how are these two going to measure up against RDJ? And Joss Whedon showed us in Avengers. Just fine.
Yeah.
Everybody was just fine. So, and again, I'm not saying it's the same thing, but the guy behind me, why so serious? Heath Ledger, there was a lot of reaction like this. Don't say no, you all. We're saying it all. So there was a lot of reaction. Heath Ledger, the guy from...
First Night? I mean, A Knight's Tale?
A Knight's Tale.
Yeah.
Yes. I love that movie.
But now,
William.
An Oscar win later... You can't think of anybody else but Heath Ledger's portrayal as the Joker. So
yeah, that's true.
Will it be the same thing? I don't know, because really it's not the actor that makes the role. He plays a little part, but it's the writer. However they write the paper. I mean, Hayden Christensen has been phenomenal in all the movies I've seen in that, and I just watched episode 3 literally last night, and watching it again, I was like, what is this? Because I was excited about it, but Ewan McGregor, Hayden Christensen, wooden. The whole thing, no emotion, no nothing.
Are we gonna go back to Star Wars talk?
No,
I do want to say something about that.
No, that was the perfect example. It's the writer. It's Star Wars. We're excited about it. Same thing here. It's Batman and Superman. It's the first time two DC characters are gonna interact on screen ever.
Right.
Yep.
But
if you watch
on the writing
Arrow,
and directing.
In Arrow, there's some DC characters who intermingle with each other.
But they don't call them that because legally they're not allowed to. But this time it's straight on. It's Batman and Superman. They're going against each other. They're going to team up or whatever's going to happen. So no matter what, it could have been Joe Giapatana as Batman. People are going to show up because it's the first time two DC characters aren't going to be on screen.
Of course, people would watch me as Batman.
So that was my reaction. But I will say this, just like I'm banning episode 7 rumors on the show. No one here say Batfleck. That's the dumbest thing. It sounds like something you would.
Do not say that.
It's something like you would find in your windshield if you park too close to the Batcave. Hey, there's a lot of Batflecks on my windshield. So don't start saying.
I was gonna say something, but I'm gonna just take it back now.
Yeah, here's the toilet paper. Wipe the Batfleck off your mouth. So. That's our reactions. I haven't, I don't really get what you guys are thinking. Are you happy with it? You care? Don't care? Man, you'll wait till 2015 or what?
I just want the movie to come out, and I'm more curious about how Batman's costume is gonna look like more than I am about Ben Affleck. But that's just me, because I always wondered to myself, are they gonna show the gray and blue Batman, or are they gonna just keep it going with the black Batman?
Well, it has to be gray because it's an older Batman. You guys said it in the beginning.
Yeah, I'm saying. If they want to make it more, if they want to make it more DC-ish, do like the gray and black or dark blue.
I'm reserving judgment. I was just saying when I first heard it, I was kind of like, what? But
not that we are gay, the end all of geek culture, but everybody just calm down and hold on till we actually see the thing. If it's a big, like the quote from Jurassic Park, if it's a big steaming pile of turd doo-doo, and go ahead and
make sure you wash your hands before you eat something.
So go ahead and talk about it then after you see the thing. So so that's the show. Yes, we are back. Yes, Joel is back in all his glory. I guess.
I don't know. Well, glory.
So let me tell you what's coming up next week. We are going to. They've been on before also, but we're going to talk to the Winter Twins. They were 12 when they wrote their first sci-fi novel. Pretty cool, actually. I have it back here in the shelf somewhere. The Strand Prophecy. They've written a lot more books since then, and actually the Winter Twins' secret method of writing is actually adopted and taught in a lot of schools. So we'll talk about that with them. Joe Field, friend of the show.
Hey, yo.
Is coming on. Oh, that reminds me. See, I almost forgot. I'm glad I mentioned his name. I almost forgot. Those of you who have been to the website, and you are because you're listening to the show right there, look over to the left as you're looking at that little computer. Scroll down a little. You'll see a big announcement that says, these are the official shops, comic book shops of the Geek Speak show. Honored to announce them. Here they are. Somebody give me a drum roll. There you go. That's all we have in our budget. Flying Colors Comics, of course, is a big duh. We always do a lot of stuff with them. So they're our official store. Lee's Comics, both locations, San Mateo and the one in Mountain View, they're one of ours. Coastside Comics in Pacifica, of course, is one of our official shops. And right here in our hometown of San Francisco, Mission Comics and Art, literally right down the street here from where the studio is. So
I'll stop by there later.
We'll mention them on the show a lot. Jessica will mention them on her comics commentary, and you're gonna start seeing us do a lot of events with those shops. Here's one coming up Saturday, September 14th. Going back to Flying Colors again, and keeping with I guess is a tradition now. This guy over here, Stan Lee.
Who's
I guess
that?
your last name has to be Lee to be there. The other Lee, Jim Lee, is going to be there on Saturday, September 14th. And Joe asked me, Joe will come back next week and we'll talk about it. But I'll preview it to you guys now. We're going to do an interview before the store opens for you guys to get your autographs and everything. We're going to do a one-on-one interview with Jim Lee. We're going to talk about his career, how he sees comics, the movies, things. Maybe we'll talk see, I almost said it. Ben Affleck as Batman. We'll talk all those things.
Man.
No, I prefer Batfleck to Ben Man. So we'll talk about that with Jim Lee. Be on the lookout for that. It'll go up on our YouTube page and the Flying Colors page. And coming up also we got, like I said, I mentioned earlier, Yaya Han may come on and we'll talk Heroes of Cosplay, her calendar, her new calendar for her 2014 calendar, and a lot of other things that she's got coming up, and a lot of other people will be coming on the show. I think there is a certain Marvel movie coming in in the fall. Something about Darkness or Dark World or something like that. So
it's not what you're
somebody
thinking,
somebody that Rachel likes, we'll put it that way, may come on the show.
Yeah.
Did you hear about James Spader being casted as Ultron, by the way?
Yes. But more than that, why do you guys keep saying casted? I see it all in blogs everywhere. It's not casted, it's cast.
Cast.
Well, because it was oh yeah.
And this from the English major too. But anyway,
I can make up words if I want to. I went to school. I did my time.
Yeah. So, as we say every single week, well, we haven't said it all last month, but as we always say, come on back next week. We will speak more Klingon and Geek too.
Yeah.
Henry and the gang will return next week with an all-new episode. The Geek Speak show is powered by GeekTyrant.com, Mightyville.com, RamasScreen.com, Zergnet.com, and Collider.com. Make sure you're subscribed on iTunes, follow them on Twitter at Geek Speak Show 1, become a fan on Facebook, and watch event coverage on YouTube/Geek Speak videos. See you next week. Cheerio.
The Geek Speak Show.